we're back again with episode 2 of our Black Mirror coverage.
ArcAngel is the name of the episode, and again, it didn't make me think afterwards. It just felt...
It made me think about like what it would be like to have technology like this. How weird it would be. Now, what this episode was about, just for those who need a refresher of it, it's where they come up with this technology where they implant like a camera, we'll say.
It's an implant into the child's brain, so you can, 1, have a permanent GPS on them, 2, see what they see, and 2, block adult content.
Yeah. And then eventually this technology gets banned, outlawed, and then but this one woman, this follows this a mother and a daughter the daughter still has the technology implanted in her head. And throughout life, I found it weird that, and it made me think, because it's like I tried to relate it to the world that we live in today and how we try to censor and bubble wrap our kids. And that's exactly what it did. And it showed that it doesn't, in a sense, the preparation. I think you need to experience things in preparation for adulthood.
Yeah.
You know, this little girl had everything blocked, like blood. Like when her grandpa had a stroke or whatever, heart attack.
Yeah.
It was censored, and she had no idea what was going on.
She had no idea. It was just good timing on the mother's.
Yeah.
Because the mother was watching all the time.
Yeah.
So if it wasn't for the mother watching, the child would never have known what was going on. At that point in time, it should have dawned on you. It's like, I shouldn't censor something because you need to know these things. What I thought was funny about the whole episode was once the mom realized that maybe she should take the filter off, she did. And one of the male friends that this little child had was like, "Oh, I'm going to show you violence." First thing he shows her is porn.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh, what?
Yeah. I thought, like, yeah.
I was like, I get the, action movies and violence and things like that, but it's just like porn. That's the first thing you show a girl was porn.
Well, maybe that's the way people look at it, because it's so accessible with our telephones and our technology now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I get it.
When we were younger, we'd have to
find the dirty magazines under somebody's bed.
Yeah, and it'd be like, oh, well, it would be like an adventure to find the pornography. Now,
now it's just like,
click,
done,
nakedness, and you're like, you know what I mean? So maybe kids are doing that nowadays. Then,
quite possibly,
when she looks at her daughter and her daughter's having sex, I was like, oh my god, that would be the worst.
Well, what did you expect?
Yeah, like that'd be the worst.
I'm sorry. At some point in time, when you're watching, you're gonna find something. It's like if you have it on little boys and they just discover their penis, you're gonna be like watching the video and all of a sudden you see him doing this and it's just like, okay,
all right, yeah, okay.
Obviously, it's easier with a girl because there's less likely of a chance for them to masturbate, but a little boy,
I'm sure it's the same. Who knows? We only remember what we remember from when we were younger.
Okay, a little boy is likely to be looking at his penis while he's masturbating, whereas a little girl is not likely to be looking at her vagina when she's masturbating.
Yeah.
So it's...
I like this episode, actually. I like this better than the first one. I like the idea of it because I have young children. So, it makes you wonder, are you being overprotective or are you being protective enough? I think I'm closer to the not being protective enough side of the thing, because I don't care what my children see, because I'm like, it's TV, it's fake, and I'm like, you can be exposed to things in the world. It's not.
It reminds me of a comic. He was saying a mother and a daughter, or a mother and father are talking, and their child takes a fork and is going for the electric socket, and the mother's like, "Oh, we gotta stop him," and the father's like, "No, hold on, see where this goes." Right? It's just like. That's what I think about when I watch this whole episode, is like, because this whole dog thing, blocking the dog.
Blocking the dog. It's like,
and it's like, well, how is she supposed to know that an animal can be dangerous.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
right.
And that's kind of where I looked at it from that perspective as like I said, what's too far, what's not far enough. You got some parents who will baby proof their house. Mm-hmm. They'll get all the newest gadgets and they'll put everything up, and then you got parents like, well, what me and my wife did, we didn't baby proof anything. Like we put a gate up.
For me, it was like we put a gate up to prevent our kid from going up the stairs.
Or after a while, down the stairs. After a while, it was like meh.
After a while, it was like, well, you know what? All you have to do is stand by the stairs, because they're going to keep going for those stairs because they're not allowed. Yeah. As soon as they're allowed, they're going to go up and down a couple of times and go, well, I don't want to do this anymore, and go someplace else.
Well, exactly. And it's like you have the cupboard where you keep your cleaning supplies. Yeah. We put something on there. Well, we just made shift. We took an old tea towel and just tied it. And but now it's we like very only when they were really, really young. Yeah. Now it's like our daughter's 3 and we're like, just don't go in there. But we say don't go in there, and it's like, it almost came across as like this ArcAngel was like an extra parent,
an overprotective parent.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, whoa, we don't need that shit. Obviously, for me, like, I've had my wife and I've had conversations about how we're gonna be when our kids are older and out with friends and stuff like that. And I told her, I said, maybe this is me being overprotective, but when they have phones, and if they have iPhones, we'll say they have iPhones or something like that, and they have Apple IDs, I'm going to know their password.
Yep.
And I'm going to be able to go into their stuff, find out where they are, find out what they're doing, and there's going to be a security question on there, because you can change your password if you know your security questions, but there's going to be one question that they're not going to know the answer to. So that if they want to change their password, I have to be there. And it's not because I don't trust them. It's just because
I'm paying for the phone.
Number one, yeah.
that would be my main reason. It was like,
because I'm
paying for the phone.
I want to know what you're doing. I want to know what's happening, because the world is a scary place out there, especially with this type of technology that we have. I don't want something where I can watch you.
No.
Like, no, I'm gonna.
I just need to know whereabouts where you are.
And frankly, I know what a kid is, because our parents were like that. Just call us, and we never called. And looking back, it was, how hard is it to fucking call?
Well, okay, for us, it was a little bit
harder. Well, it was a little harder because we didn't have a phone.
Yeah.
So now it's send a text message.
Yeah.
And when, for me anyways, like, and in this episode, this is what this did. It made me look back and think about how our parents were. We didn't have a great childhood, but we won't get into that.
That's a different story.
It's a different story. But like, our parents were very lenient.
Yep.
Were they too lenient? Maybe in some aspects, maybe in some not. But I think they were. I feel that they had a good balance, because they let us learn.
I think we had a better balance with our parents than
a lot of other people
kids are getting nowadays,
and even people that we knew. And when we were younger, it was like we could play outside until it was dark. Then we'd have to come home. We could come home and check in.
Yeah,
and go back out.
That's all we had to do was come in and go, hey, we're going out. Okay, well,
if we're in trouble, we could just phone and be like, hey, we're here. I never ran into a problem like that, because I was a goody two shoe. I wasn't. Yeah, I never got into
trouble a couple.
I never got into any where I had to call them and be like, but they wouldn't get mad at us.
No,
they would be like, okay, well, that was stupid.
Yeah,
they caught us skipping school one time, and they gave us shit, but not for skipping school, but because the school phoned, and we deleted a doctor's message. We got more trouble for that than we did for missing school.
We did.
So, and that's kind of what this episode did. It made you think and look back and go, and that's so, yeah, I thought it was a good episode, actually. I really enjoyed this one. I thought it was.
See, it was, again, an okay episode. It didn't give me that Black Mirror vibe where I was left me thinking, oh, wow.
It only made
this one was like, okay, I watched the episode. It was a good hour's worth to watch, but it didn't leave me thinking. Mm-hmm. Whereas
I think it left me thinking for the reasons that I stated before, because maybe it resonated because I have younger children, and always
like even thinking like for my children, it's like it didn't leave me with thought afterwards. It was just like, watched it, consumed it, I'm done, moved on type thing. That's the way I was thinking. It's just I was done it, consumed it, moved on, done.
Or I watched it, talked about it a little bit with the wife, and so it creates an interaction.
It's just me.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I thought this was definitely better. This is my favorite episode so far. But we will see because we've got
this is only the second episode, so
many
we're not
more
going
episodes
on
to
much. Whereas I thought the USS McAllister was better.
How many episodes are in this season? 8, 6, 8, somewhere.
Yeah, something like that.
But
we'll figure it out by then.
When we come out with no more, we're done. But we'll be talking about every single one of them. So don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of our Black Mirror coverage.
Yep.
Live on Coull Discussion. No, not quite live, but you know what I mean.
Yes.
All right, don't forget to subscribe and let us know, guys. Comment, interact with us. Tell us what you think of Black Mirror. It's great so far.
Okay.
All right, guys.
See ya.